Good morning. This is Mike Berkeley, the founder and director of the Berkeley Center for Reproductive Wellness here in New York City, New York. Today I want to talk a little bit about how you can improve your fertility outcomes. So, this is particularly meant for those of you who are undergoing IUI and IVF. So, let's talk a little bit about both of these modalities of fertility enhancing methods. So intrauterine insemination occurs when follicles are stimulated under the influence of either Clomid or letrozole or perhaps injectable gonadotropins. But when doing an IUI, it's really not desired to have many follicles because you can end up having high order multiples, which is to say twins or triplets. Really, the medicine is meant to help a woman develop one follicle, maybe two at the most, and then insert the sperm after an injection of Ovidril, which makes you ovulate, and then hope for the best. Now, let's talk a little bit about in vitro fertilization. So, in vitro fertilization has a lot more of a complicated medical protocol, but at the end of the day, uh, gonadotropins are given, which is to say, certain hormones are given to help develop follicles. The follicles house the eggs. Then the reproductive endocrinologist will retrieve the eggs and fertilize the eggs with sperm. And now these are no longer eggs, but they are embryos. And the hope of the reproductive endocrinologist is to grow these embryos out to day 5, which are called blastocysts. And the reason for that is because a blastocyst, number one, is supposed to be a stronger, better embryo, and it allows for much more effective testing than a day 3 embryo can allow for. And so chromosomal abnormalities can be determined very easily. The sex of the child can be determined very easily using pre-implantation genetic diagnosis. So in both IUI and IVF, the name of the game is to stimulate the development of follicles and either inseminate via intrauterine insemination or fertilize via in vitro fertilization. And then this happens out of the body, and then you take the embryo and transfer it into the uterus. This is in vitro fertilization. And as a result of in vitro fertilization, there have been more than 5 million babies born, but I'm not sure as to how many transfers were done. But certainly the amount of transfers done exceeds the amount of babies born. Why is this? Well, because not all eggs get fertilized with intrauterine insemination, and not all embryos are chromosomally normal. And so, therefore, you can do a transfer or an IUI and it won't work. So, why not? Well, there are multitudinous reasons. But let's eliminate for the time being disease issues like polycystic ovarian syndrome or endometriosis. Let's just say you're a healthy 38-year-old woman and you're married to a healthy 44-year-old man, and everything is good. Your numbers are good. He has slightly poor morphology, but his count is good, and you should be getting pregnant. Why aren't you? Well, in the absence of disease, it's either because you have poor egg quality and low ovarian reserve, or your male partner has a sperm anomaly that is causing either an inability of the sperm to penetrate the egg, or if the sperm penetrates the egg via intracytoplasmic sperm injection, where they inject the sperm into the egg, the sperm may be chromosomally abnormal, causing an abnormal embryo, an embryo with DNA issues, with chromosomal abnormalities. Um, and so these are mechanical issues. IUI, you give medicine, you insert sperm. IVF, you give medicine, you retrieve eggs, you fertilize them, you transfer them. So the ones that don't work usually don't work because of poor egg quality or poor sperm quality or poor lining quality. What does Western medicine have to offer in these cases? As far as I know, nothing. And now let's talk about acupuncture and herbal medicine. So, the whole purpose of acupuncture and herbal medicine, or a large purpose of acupuncture and herbal medicine in the context of those faced with fertility challenges, is to improve those things that need to be improved. For example, uh, sperm, egg, or the endometrial lining. Let's talk a little bit about the lining, which can account for implantation failure. So, when you're at your reproductive endocrinologist office and you have a transvaginal ultrasound, you'll typically hear, or very often hear, hopefully hear, the doctor say, "You have a great 10 millimeter trilaminar lining. Your lining looks beautiful." There was a book written by two reproductive endocrinologists by the name of Jacobs and Balin, who wrote uh, endometrial morphology is not analogous to intraendometrial vascularization. And in English, what that means is that you can have a trilaminar 10 millimeter lining and have a terrible lining, have a lining without enough blood perfusion. But really, this cannot be seen with the naked eye. There are ways that you can test this. You can test you can do various tests on the endometrial lining. You can test for endometritis. You can test whether or not the lining is in sync with the embryo at the time of implantation. This is called an endometrial receptivity assay. But I think I'm getting away from myself. So let's get back to acupuncture and herbs. So, what can acupuncture and herbs offer that reproductive endocrinology cannot? Acupuncture and herbs can offer an improvement in egg quality, lining quality, and sperm quality. And remember, in order to get pregnant, you only need one good egg, one good sperm, one good lining, and an absence of mitigating pathology like PCOS or endometriosis. And so, my point is that if you've had failed IUIs or if you've had failed IVFs and you don't have a mitigating pathology, then we know it's either lining issues, sperm issues, or egg quality issues. And so it would do you quite well to utilize acupuncture and herbal medicine if you chronically do not get pregnant with assisted reproductive intervention, or if you do get pregnant and continuously miscarry. Now, that's a whole other can of worms, so to speak. That is the topic of miscarriage. But let's just say with this, for this presentation, we're talking about miscarriage or not getting pregnant due to poor embryo quality. And an embryo is a combination of egg and sperm. And of course, that combination of egg and sperm, meaning the embryo, have to implant in a good pillow, in a good endometrial lining. And so here at the Berkeley Center for Reproductive Wellness, we've been treating those with fertility challenges with acupuncture and herbs for the past 23 years with the sole purpose of improving egg quality, lining quality, or sperm quality, that which is needed. Sometimes it's all needed. And so if you've had multiple failed outcomes, or if you've had chronic recurrent miscarriage, I invite you to call me to discuss your case and get more information and to decide together if we both think that acupuncture and herbal medicine may be right for you. So I'm Mike Berkeley. I am the founder and director of the Berkeley Center for Reproductive Wellness. We are the first complementary medicine center in the United States to be specifically devoted and dedicated to treating those with fertility issues. We've been doing it for 23 years. Reach me at 212-685-0985. And of course, we invite you to visit our website, which is berkeleycenter.com, BERKLEY center.com. I want to thank you so much for your time and thank you for watching. And I do invite you to call me so I can do my best work in helping you achieve your dream of family. Thanks. Have a wonderful day. Until next time, all the best. Bye-bye.